The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome to TV1 News. I'm Rex Litter. In this edition, boat tragedies linked to bad weather. Remembrance Day observed across PNG. And Chiefs in talk with Queensland Maroons star. After interviewing the two survivors of the boat incidents in East New Britain province, police have linked the boat mishaps to bad weather, dismissing claims of piracy and that no other boat was involved except the two. East New Britain Provincial Police Commander Superintendent Amanda Cates stressed these in a statement late yesterday afternoon.
East New Britain Provincial Police Commander Superintendent Amanda Cates first of all corrected false information spreading that the survivors were both the skippers or operators of the boats. She identified one as a skipper of one of the boats and the other a passenger on the second boat that was skippered by the owner of the small resort on the island. In giving an account of the ordeal to police, the survivors stated that after leaving Pang Pang Island at 3:30 on Saturday afternoon, they headed back to Kokopo when an upswell occurred. This lifted the stern or the back part of one of the dinghies out of the water, and then the bow or the front part plunged into the water, causing the boat to immediately capsize upon landing with all occupants thrown into the water. They revealed to police that the second boat saw the people in the water and returned to assist. However, this boat became unstable when people in the water attempted to board. This led to the second boat also capsizing. They told police that due to the strong current and winds, visibility was limited and the two men lost sight of the people in the water very quickly. They tried to swim back to the island, but the current carried them to Bai village, where they were rescued some 6 hours later. Following these and other facts provided to police, Superintendent Kate stated that at no time was any other boats involved in this incident and there was no act of piracy, and attributed the incidents to strong winds, hazardous sea conditions and strong currents. Authorities are now calling on the public to avoid spreading false information or speculation, emphasizing the importance of relying solely on official updates given the sensitivity of the incident. Ruth Rongola, TV1 News.
East New Britain Provincial Administrator Levi Mano has confirmed that the body of a third victim from the Kokopo boat tragedy has been airlifted from Kavieng to Nonga Provincial Hospital. The body was found yesterday on Dizol Island and taken to the Kavieng morgue, where it was kept overnight before being flown to Rabaul today. Mano has again appealed to communities living along the coastlines of East New Britain and New Ireland to immediately report any debris or bodies found to the authorities to assist with identification and recovery efforts. Port Moresby residents stand up in numbers at the Remembrance Park at Ella Beach to commemorate the 45th National Remembrance Day, a national day that signifies the selflessness of the fallen soldiers and volunteers of World War II in Papua New Guinea.
Delivering the keynote address at the event, Chief Justice Segif Salika emphasized the essence of the unique day in the country that brings Papua New Guineans together to remember the sacrifices of valiant men of the Papuan Infantry Battalion who first fired shots in 1942 at Awala village in Kokoda in act of defending the country.
They demonstrated obedience and selflessness at the highest level. Little did they know that their involvement would pave the way for the creation of a free democratic country which we now call Papua New Guinea. World War II was not Papua New Guinea's war. It was brought to our shores and fought on our land. Some of the fiercest combats were fought on this very land. This war attracted volunteers, carriers, and military enlistment of our ordinary people of both the Japanese Imperial Army and Allied forces and the Allied forces. Many Papua New Guineans lost their lives during the war.
Se Gibbs reminded everyone to remember these fallen heroes, stating that it is everyone's duty to ensure their sacrifices continues to be remembered and honored today, making their legacy live on for generations. Mason Lewis, TVWAN News.
Family of Major John Jacob were amongst the attendees at the 45th Remembrance Day Commemoration ceremony held at Ella Beach, Port Moresby. The ceremony today was very special to the family. The Jacob family of over 10 members, including wife Catherine, Major John, the kids, and the relatives, was grateful to be part of the program today. First, because their father, Major Jacob, was amongst the leaders commanding the march. And second, the day recognizes the bravery of PNG soldiers. Wife of Major John Jacob reflected on the day.
Because Daddy Blomi, it once a colonial soldier. Now, it's an honor and a privilege for me to witness this. For some time, I come meeting him go begin like Papa Blomi. Before I'm round, I'm a story of Mr. Caribbean Australian Army round. So, I come to this house and I'm a master like a witness this day.
Catherine said the family knew today would be an important day and they prepared for the occasion as she recounted her previous experience being part of Remembrance Day ceremonies.
Because Daddy brought to Kimolos and by kisi this la parade. So got a picnic on la mama so kira play early morning yep. I'll talk Daddy by me go up parade but Daddy watch Daddy parade so. I'll picnic on kira play morning and me plug a kira come on the part play at la cap but no I'm plug bakala ponte you na me plug go on plato some plakalante. Daddy blow me plakana witness this la. Now that's the second time when we come, which is nice. This man blow me go past that parade. So me want them over that picking me plakala witness this la which is nice.
The Jacob family were grateful to be part of the program once again. Today's Remembrance Day ceremony at Ella Beach started with a colorful march. The ceremony had some important speakers including Segib Salika and Motu Koita leaders like Russell Warwick amongst others. Members of the PNG Defence Force came together in a solemn dawn memorial service this morning at Murray Barracks to remember PNG natives who took part in World War II in 1942.
With no combat training, young PNG boys were sent to the battlefields to help Australia and the Allied forces during World War II. On July 23, 1942, these young men from the Papuan Infantry Battalion engaged in a gun battle, fighting alongside the Allied forces at Hawala in battle on native soil. To commemorate and remember them and others who have died in wars or lost their lives in the line of service, the PNGDF held a memorial service at Murray Barracks at 5 a.m. today. The military band led the ceremony with the national anthem sang by the Tadiro Primary School students. Deputy PNGDF Commander Brigadier General Larry Oppa, in outlining the importance of this day, said 23rd July should be a time of reflection, a time to acknowledge the price of freedom and acknowledge the commitment and contribution of those who place duty before themselves.
It's more than a ceremony. It is a moment of reflection, a time to acknowledge the price of freedom and the enduring legacy of those who place duty before self. Their courage and selflessness continue to inspire us, the servicemen and women and as descendants of Papua New Guinea. We remember the proud history of the Royal Pacific Islands Regiment, which reminds us of where we came from. Born from the Papuan Infantry Battalion and the New Guinea Infantry Battalion during World War II.
He said the PNGDF Regiment Foundation was built on hardship, resilience, and tested in battle, setting the foundation of the force today.
The regiment's foundations were built on hardship, resilience, and tested in battle. From those beginnings grew the Papua New Guinea Defense Force. Our culture, a warrior culture, has been left behind by our forefathers. Their sacrifices have established legacies that continues to provide the guiding light for today's servicemen and women.
OPA encouraged PNGDF members to honor those who participated in the war by displaying discipline, integrity, and professionalism.
Defense Force, we must ask ourselves, how best to honor their memory? The answer lies not only in the ceremonies such as this, but in the way we live and serve every day.
Meanwhile, Minister for Defense Elias Kapavore in a statement acknowledged that many of their stories remain untold, and 23rd of July once again reminds everyone to pause and remember their legacy and take a bow for those who made the ultimate sacrifice in the wars. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
At age 93, retired soldier Private Daure Kisu remembers very well the first time he was given a rifle held in his hand and took part in World War II. He was just 13 years old. Now 93, Private Kisu was part of the 45th Remembrance Day Dawn service hosted by the PNGDF this morning.
In 1933, and they got me while I was 13 years of age.
Now 93 years old, retired soldier Private Daure Kisu from Kikori in Gulf Province remembered how he used a rifle for the first time, assisting the Australian soldiers to fight the Japanese soldiers during World War II.
Said, no matter we're underage, but we have a build. And I said, this is good. You get them. It's good for information and for our purposes. So we don't know why, but they just get us on. And to help to carry the supplies and to help Australians to carry the injured to the nearest health center to get treated.
Kisu is a member of the Fuzzy-Wuzzy Angels who assisted the Allied troops and served in the Papuan Infantry Battalion during World War II. He is the only member remaining from his cohort.
1,116 enemies killed, and we lost our own men, 23 of our own men. And that's what we experienced in World War II.
Recalling the war, he said Japanese soldiers were more advanced at that time, but they used logic to fight at that time.
When it comes, they are like tidal wave, and they use powerful weapons too. They have mortar guns, which shoo, boom, boom, and with their brain guns, but we were smart. We act smart.
He also remembers clearly July 23, 1942, and what transpired at that time, leading to the ending of World War II.
This day here, July 23, yeah, it was our day. It was on Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock, July 23, 1942. Our first commander of the army, Papua Infantry Battalion, Major Watson, gave order to Captain Hickok to give order to Sergeant Cutway to open fire at Awara, 1942, July 23, Saturday afternoon. Army time 400 hours, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's where the exchange.
Kisu said their unwavering commitment and sacrifice were not fairly recognized, something the Australian and PNG government must uphold.
Not recognized and whatnot. There's no acknowledgement and no appreciation, and just a simple word of thank you just left us. Till now, we remember these days, but I don't know what Australians have think about our citizens and what our Papua New Guinea thought about us today.
Private Kisu carries with him history and, most importantly, memories that unfolded during World War II, and has made it a tradition to attend every Remembrance Day to honor those he fought alongside. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
This is TVWAN News. We'll bring you more stories about Remembrance Day when we return. Stay with us.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
Oh, what a game this has been. With a minute to go, it all comes down to this. And here they come. They go wide. Passes to Becky. He juggles. Kicks it. Who will get there? Will Kara, he's over. What a try. All the emotions are flowing. Jubilation, ecstasy, what a game.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Cold Power's Citrus Blast uses stain-fighting active particles to remove dirt, grease and stains from your family's washing, with less scrubbing and rubbing, reducing wear and tear and saving you time. Cold Power's Citrus Blast has an amazing citrus fragrance that gives that extra freshness that will last all day long.
Use Savetu Olsen condom and Wambla way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy. Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you know save long HIV status long partner blog you, or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Support! He's got a try! He's got Papato again! It's oh so easy when they attack on the right tonight! Oh my God, what a pass! Ridiculous! Scorside hits the winger! Oh yes, in the corner! What a pass selection! A third try assist for Ramian! All the way!
Thanks for staying with us. On this special day when we remember our war heroes, we look back at the wartime bond between Papua New Guinea and Australia. During World War II, Papuans fought and served alongside Australian soldiers in Kokoda, Milne Bay and Bougainville.
In 1942, Japanese forces advanced towards Port Moresby. The Kokoda campaign became a turning point. Damien Perez' Academy Award-winning film Kokoda Frontline captured the struggle, showing Papuan carriers, later known as the Fuzzy Wuzzy Angels, carrying wounded Australians through treacherous terrain. More than 50,000 Papua New Guineans and Solomon Islanders assisted the Allied war effort, often under harsh conditions. Their compassion and resilience became legendary. Thousands also enlisted in the Papuan Infantry Battalion and New Guinea Infantry Battalion, later forming the Pacific Islands Regiment. Those men fought side by side with Australian units in battles at Milne Bay, Bunagona and Lae. Their bravery earned recognition, with some awarded the Distinguished Conduct Medal for gallantry. The partnership was not without hardship. Many Papuans were recruited, endured poor conditions and suffered illness, yet their contribution was vital to Allied victories in the Pacific. Australians became indebted to their northern neighbours, acknowledging their faithfulness and courage. Today, as the Defence Minister reminded the nation, Remembrance is not only about honouring the fallen, it is about strengthening the Defence Force for the future, lest we forget. Jasmine Irujak, TV1 News.
Prime Minister James Marape has called on citizens to observe National Remembrance Day not only as a tribute to those who served during times of war, but as a day to honour every generation whose sacrifice and service has helped shape the nation.
Prime Minister James Marape, in a statement, said today should recognize the contributions of all Papua New Guineans who have played a role in building the country. Prime Minister Marape said remembrance should extend beyond soldiers who fought during the Second World War to include innocent Papua New Guineans whose lives were affected by a conflict that was never their own. He said many local communities endured suffering, displacement and loss while PNG was under Australian administration, despite having no involvement in the global conflict. The Prime Minister noted that those difficult years also helped awaken a sense of national identity that eventually led to independence in 1975. He paid tribute to the nation's founding leaders, including Sir John Guise, Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare, and other early indigenous leaders who laid the foundation for the country's democracy and constitution. Prime Minister Marape also acknowledged the continued service of members of the PNG Defence Force, Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary, Correctional Service, Fire and Rescue Service, public servants, churches, teachers, health workers, community leaders, and ordinary citizens who have contributed to nation building since independence. The Prime Minister encouraged all Papua New Guineans to embrace a renewed spirit of national service, saying sacrifice is not only required during times of war, but also through honest work, integrity, leadership, and service during times of peace. National Remembrance Day is observed across Papua New Guinea each year on July 23rd to honor those whose sacrifices and service have shaped the nation's history and future. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
A young Papua New Guinea Defence Force soldier is on track to make history. Private Mary Kliawe has successfully completed her Level 2 carpentry trade test and is now working towards becoming the first woman in the PNGDF to gain a formal carpentry qualification. She is amongst 16 Engineer Battalion apprentices undertaking nationally recognized trade training through the National Apprenticeship and Trade Testing Board. The program, supported by Australian through the Defence Cooperation Program, aims to strengthen the PNGDF's engineering workforce and develop skilled tradespeople for future operations and national development. Opposition leader James Nomane has called on the government to immediately swear in the newly appointed Electoral Commissioner, Professor Nicole Haley, warning that further delays could jeopardize preparations for Papua New Guinea's 2027 National General Election. Nomane said Professor Haley was appointed by the Electoral Commission Appointments Committee on June 30th, 2026, but more than 3 weeks later, she has yet to assume office.
Nomane is concerned that the position responsible for leading preparations for the 2027 elections remains vacant, placing the country's democratic process at unnecessary risk. He said the remaining steps required for Professor Haley to take office, including gazettal of her appointment, finalizing her terms and conditions, executing her contract, and taking the oath of office, are routine government processes that should have been completed within days. He has called on Prime Minister James Marape and Chief Secretary Ivan Pomaleu to facilitate a swearing-in without further delay. Nomane also appealed directly to Professor Haley, encouraging her to ensure any outstanding issues relating to her appointment, remuneration, or tenure are resolved before taking the oath of office. He warned that with the writs for the 2027 national general elections expected to be issued in about 9 months, critical preparations cannot be stalled. These include updating and publishing the Common Roll, implementing key recommendations from the Special Parliamentary Committee's review of the 2022 general election, overseeing a proposed 30 million kina biometric pilot, and coordinating ballot procurement, logistics, and the recruitment and training of polling officials nationwide. Nomane said every week without an electoral commissioner risk delaying vital decisions and could repeat problems experienced during the 2022 general elections, including an inflated electoral roll, disputed election results, and election-related violence. He also called on the government to present a supplementary budget at the next sitting of Parliament to fully fund preparation for the 2027 elections while safeguarding essential services such as health, education, and law and order. Nomane said the Electoral Commissioner should be sworn in immediately, election funding should be made available without delay, and electoral reforms should commence, stressing that democracy must not be put at risk through inaction. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
More than 9,500 Papua New Guineans have benefited from law and justice programs delivered through the Australia-Papua New Guinea Law and Justice Partnership over the past year. Meeting endorsed an activity plan for the coming year with more than 50 million kina committed to infrastructure, technical assistance, and strategic development initiatives. And the market report. We apologize that BSP is unable to provide the report today as they are closed for the public holiday, but we will bring you the report tomorrow. Stay tuned. TV1 News continues when we come back.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Talks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
What a game this has been. With a minute to go, it all comes down to this. And here they come. They go wide. Passes to Becky. He juggles. Kicks it. Who will get there?
champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Get ready to brush to the beat for Colgate National Toothbrushing Day. Brush to the beat with over 480,000 registered participants this year nationwide. Brush your teeth for 2 minutes twice a day and remember to change your toothbrush every 3 months. Head over to the Colgate Pacific PNG Facebook page for more info or drop a comment and tell us a song we can brush to the beat with. Get brushing this National Toothbrushing Day with Colgate.
You have to meet my best friend. She's the sweetest. Hey, check out my hair.
Which one? The one on your head or the one in the sink? Relax. Next time, just use the Mega Growth Anti-Damage Relaxer. It's infused with wonder oils and conditioning proteins for visibly less hair breakage after retouching. Now your hair looks great.
Thank you.
Mega Growth Anti-Damage No Light Cream Relaxer for visibly less hair breakage after retouching.
Mtambo true lonkare mo salim na simokin, marijuana or all drugs, no good ikam lo overseas or some cocaine or crystal meth. Nupla law olikolim Controlled Substances Act 2021 by making sawe lo you lo baim court fine enough money mark enough lo 2 million kina or go life year calabus. This platok sawe ikam long National Narcotics Bureau. One time Halivin, Bilom Australia, Papua New Guinea Law na Justice Partnership.
Thanks for staying with us. The Bulolo District Development Authority has continued its ward support program with the presentation of a PMV truck, roofing iron and musical instruments to the people of Wine Camp in Samsam, Mumeng local level government. Bulolo MP and BDDA Chairman Sam Basil Jr. says the support is aimed at strengthening small businesses, empowering youth and churches, and improving living standards across the district.
The people of Wine Camp in Samsam, Mumeng LLG are the latest recipients of development support from the Bulolo District Development Authority. The assistance package includes a PMV truck to support income-generating activities, musical instruments for church programs, and roofing iron to help families replace traditional kunai homes with more durable housing. During the presentation, Bulolo MP and Chairman Sam Basil Jr. urged communities engaging in business ventures to establish and maintain proper ward accounts. He emphasized the revenue generated through ward businesses must be deposited into official accounts and managed transparently and accountably. Mr. Basil said DDA-supported businesses must become self-reliant and sustainable. The member for Bulolo said similar support programs have already been delivered across the district and communities will continue to benefit.
That's why you must get good ward account blue. You must get ward account blue. So sample album where DDA la give him and by give him the account. And last time Baba Blumi around, I make him same talk, ward account is very important.
Other ongoing projects include assistance with technical school fees, 50,000 Kina counter funding, support for classroom infrastructure in all territory schools across the district, as well as road maintenance and rehabilitation program. Mr. Basil reaffirmed the DDA's commitment to delivering practical services that improve livelihoods and promote self-reliance among communities throughout Bulolo District. The Bulolo District Development Authority says it will continue rolling out community development projects under its Your Tax at Work program as it seeks to improve services and economic opportunities across the district. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
During the eye screening program at Gerehu Secondary School yesterday, students sought answers from the organizers on whether excessive phone usage can be linked to sight problems. Laila Foundation Director Ali Sultan recommended a habit called the 20-20-20 rule for students to use to avoid eye strain.
We have seen a trend with increase in phone usage. You have also an increase in eyesight deficiencies. So that's why programs like this are incredibly important of picking these things up early. Yes, it's very important that when you're using a screen that you take breaks. So there's a simple rule I use because working on a computer, it's called the 20-20-20 rule. So after every 20 minutes, you should look away for 20 seconds, 20 meters away. And this helps adjust the eye. These are some simple tricks, you know, when you're thinking, but it's important to take breaks from your screens. It's important to get your checks done, to use correct custom prescribed lenses, not just any lens. And that's why I'm very proud of this initiative, because we bring custom prescribed lenses to each student that's tailored to their sight.
Following a visit to Oak Teddy Mine by landowner representatives from Morobe and Madang provinces, they are now aware that future resource projects can deliver greater benefits to landowners and local communities. The week-long visit provided delegates with a rare opportunity to see firsthand how one of Papua New Guinea's largest mining operations has integrated local participation into its business model while continuing to contribute significantly to the national economy. A key highlight of the visit was learning how the company has created long-term economic opportunities for mine-associated communities through strategic investment in landowner companies and local businesses. Then in overseas, Tagominda in Western Queensland will soon be home to a massive missile test launch site. The state government is throwing millions of dollars at the project and says it's about boosting Australia's defence capabilities.
Firing away.
3, 2, 1, launch.
With a supersonic missile launch.
This is going to go boom for the Queensland economy.
And boom for Western Queensland. The government is giving more than $7 million to defence tech company Black Sky Aerospace to build a missile test launch site at its 3 million acre property near Thargomindah.
And once this show gets on the road, you'll see a hell of a difference in this little town.
I don't think Brisbane would be particularly happy with, you know, rockets being launched and missiles being launched from their backyards.
The private facility is set for takeoff in 2028.
These rockets are going to go above 328,000 feet or 100 kilometres, so into space.
What would you say to those critics who maybe aren't so happy about the millions going towards this?
Get a life.
There were also missiles flying in budget estimates, this time over highlighters. The government's promised $500 million in budget improvements, which includes, among a range of things, potential cutbacks in stationery.
How many highlighters are you going to have to cut, Minister, to meet your target?
It is a job for all of the Queensland Government to be calm and methodical.
How can you lead the charge to reduce costs on highlighters and stationery
Member for Waterford.
when you seem to have to highlight everything?
I'm happy to restate our savings program.
For the second time this year, tens of thousands of teachers will walk off the job tomorrow after rejecting a last-ditch pay deal from the government. The union says it's had a gutful and warns it will continue to strike until teachers get what they want.
School's out as teachers prepare to scream and shout over pay and conditions.
We are so angry. We are fed up.
While Pick Up today may have been a hive of activity, tomorrow is set to be a very different story, with tens of thousands of educators swapping the classroom for Parliament, leaving parents and students once again in the lurch.
I'm fortunate that my work is flexible and I can, juggle my children and they understand that, but I know that I'm a lucky one. It'll be impactful, it'll be challenging, but I think it's an important impact for all of us to feel.
We'll both be working from home, but working and entertaining and a certain amount of feeding those bottomless pits that are our children.
I feel really sad because I love my teachers and I'll miss them.
After educators walked off the job in March, a number of deals were brought to the table. The latest, which the government promised would make Victorian teachers the best paid in the country, was rejected by just over 51% of union members.
They've yet to actually deliver the full funding arrangements that our schools need. Parents should be up in arms about that.
Schools have contacted parents and carers directly about what they should do tomorrow. While the government says it is trying to limit disruption, it is expected even schools that remain open will only be able to provide supervision to a small number of students.
Let's not see disruption to kids' education, disruption to families' lives. Let's get on and get teachers the pay outcome that they deserve.
Union members have vowed if no deal can be reached by the end of the month, they'll be striking again in August.
And that ends the news segment. Later in sports, Team PNG set for opening ceremony and Chiefs target Maroon Star.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Every growing child needs the best care to help them grow physically, socially, intellectually, and emotionally. That's why I choose Tender Care. It keeps skin clean and fresh and is hypoallergenically tested for gentle and safe protection. So my child can be protected for all of life's adventures. Tender Care.
Papa will come close to Laos. Kaya no ready yet. Mak blem pelatya. Mams tu glorasta. Suppose him no ready. Ayo. Dia mamas lepas him lo paps. I'm sure him way blue milk kita.
From our homes, where every morning starts with a taste we all love. A taste that holds memories and sheds stories. A taste that can bring friends together. Made with care and loved in every corner of PNG. Inspired by our champions and rooted by our family values. Snacks, so crunchy and tasty, it's irresistible.
Meet UmiPay, your digital wallet from TISA Bank. Your gateway to seamless transactions. Withdraw cash anytime at your nearest TISA agent. Send money to family and friends.
Hello, son.
Anytime, anywhere. Top up and pay with just a scan. From taxis to coffee and small businesses, UmiPay makes every payment simple. UmiPay, powered by TISA Bank.
Tambo tru longkarim o salim nasimokin, marijuana or all drugs no good ikam lo overseas or some cocaine or crystal meth. Nupla law olikolim Controlled Substances Act 2021 by making sawe lo yu lo baim court fine inap money mark inap lo 2 million kina or go life year calabus. This platok sawe ikamlong National Narcotics Bureau. One time Halivin, Bilom Australia, Papua New Guinea Law Na Justice Partnership.
On the football and finally scores Tweed's first try of the afternoon.
Team PNG is set for the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games opening ceremony, ready to take place among the Commonwealth's best athletes. The opening ceremony will be held at the Ovo Hydro Arena on Friday, 24th July at 5 a.m. PNG time.
The historic ceremony is scheduled to begin at 8 p.m. British Summer Time, 5 a.m. PNG time on Friday, 24 July, will officially mark the start of the Games and bring together athletes in a celebration of sports, culture and unity. Team PNG arrived in Glasgow with a focused and determined squad competing in boxing, weightlifting, women's basketball, swimming and athletics, proudly carrying the hopes and aspirations of the nation onto the international stage. Team PNG Chef de Mission Elaine Yurove said the team has embraced the challenges of preparing for one of the biggest events on the international sporting calendar and were eager to begin competition. Marching behind the country's flag on the world stage is a special moment for every athlete and official. Team PNG will begin competition on Friday, 24 July, with athletes taking to the field of play in women's basketball, swimming and boxing. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
While the focus is currently on the Glasgow Commonwealth Games in Scotland, Athletics PNG is already planning ahead for the 2026 Pacific Games in Tahiti. Athletics PNG President Tony Green highlighted the importance of having regular meets with the athletes to get them in shape for next year's major event.
Athletics PNG President Tony Green, in extending best wishes to the athletes competing in Glasgow, also outlined their strategy for ongoing athlete development and preparedness. Green emphasized the importance of continuous competition to maintain Papua New Guinea's strong standing in the Pacific Games.
Well, of course, if we want to, maintain our position in the Pacific, we have to have a continuing program. You can't let the athletes take a year or two off and then build up for the next games.
He also highlighted the value of high-quality competitions such as the Commonwealth Games and the Oceania Championships, viewing these as critical venues for athlete preparation.
Having one major event like this every year is good because it gives the athletes a focus. And of course we had Oceania Championships as well this year. So, these competitions are all part of the ongoing program. But the Pacific Games is our Olympics. That's the big competition for us, and that's always our main focus is.
Looking ahead to the Tahiti Games, Green acknowledged the importance of being well prepared as the competition will be very challenging. In addition, Green mentioned an official invitation from the PNG Games Council for Athletics PNG to participate in the next PNG Games, which has been rescheduled and relocated back to Port Moresby. Scheduled for September this year, this event will provide vital competition opportunities and a chance to identify new talent.
We were invited to be part of the Games, and obviously we say yes. I mean, it's a big, like any big competition like that has to be good for us because it's an opportunity to identify new talent. And the athletes in PNG don't get enough competition, so we welcome the PNG Games.
The 2026 PNG Games have been relocated to Port Moresby and tentatively deferred to the third-term school holidays from September 14 to 18. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
New Zealand have booked their place at the 13th FIFA Under-17 World Cup after defeating Papua New Guinea 3-0 in the semi-final of the OFC Under-16 Men's Championship at the PNG Football Stadium in Port Moresby.
The Junior All-Stars secured their spot in Saturday's championship final with a dominant second-half performance against the tournament host. Papua New Guinea kept New Zealand scoreless before the break, thanks largely to goalkeeper Luther Rodney, who produced a pair of outstanding saves to deny captain Ben Bradbert, but New Zealand found another goal after half-time. The breakthrough came in the 50th minute when Cruz Peterson's effort took a deflection off PNG defender Bomek Basanuk and found the back of the net. 10 minutes later, Peterson got his name on the scoresheet again, calmly finishing a cross from Jack Clegg to double the lead. PNG pushed for a response and nearly pulled one back, but New Zealand goalkeeper Will Martin made a spectacular save to deny substitute Clivet Ronald. Peterson then sealed the victory deep into stoppage time, breaking through the defense to score his second goal of the match and New Zealand's third. The result sends New Zealand into Saturday's final against Fiji, where they will chase an 11th straight OFC Under-16 title. Papua New Guinea will face Solomon Islands in the third-place playoff with one last chance to qualify for their first ever FIFA Under-17 World Cup. Susan Oreape, TV1 Sports.
A source close to PNG Chiefs has confirmed that the PNG team is in discussion with Melbourne Storm superstar 5'8" Cameron Munster for a possibility of him joining the Chiefs in 2028. The confirmation follows a recent post by Fox League that the club has given Munster permission to negotiate with rival clubs. PNG Chiefs is setting its sights for another NRL star signing, with reports emerging that the NRL's 19th team is in discussion to secure the signature of the Queensland Maroons skipper Cameron Munster. Munster's current deal at the Melbourne Storm runs until the end of next season, which means he is free to negotiate with the rival clubs from November 1st this year. Fox League reported earlier today that the Storm is willing to let the Queensland and Australian Kangaroos representative player to talk to PNG Chiefs before the free agency window opens in November. Munster's manager, Braith Anasta, confirmed on Fox League that they have had some dialogue with the PNG Chiefs but remain open that Cameron Munster finishes his career at the Storm. The Chiefs have already inked deals with Jerome Luai and Alex Johnston, while Zach Lomax is reportedly in talks with the Chiefs as well. The sources also noted that the Chiefs are looking at all quality players that will become available on open market. Some NRL players that will be available on the open market include Sam Walker from Sydney Roosters and Nathan Cleary from Penrith Panthers, amongst others. The Penrith Panthers are out to steady the ship when they face fierce rival Parramatta Eels in the latest edition of the Western Sydney Derby on Thursday night. Penrith have battled a rocky patch in recent weeks, winning just one of their past 4 matches to see their lead at the top of the table diminish to just 2 points.
Of the Harvey Norman.
Eels star playmaker Mitch Moses plays his 13th game for the season as he returns from a cork tie to take on Blues half partner Nathan Cleary. 5'8" Ronald Walkman suffered a head knock against the Roosters before the bye but has cleared the concussion protocols to take his place. Luca Moretti also returned from a concussion on the bench. No changes in Wednesday's update, with Will Pennicini remaining in the squad and a chance to return from a case of osteitis pubis that has sidelined him since round 9. Meanwhile, Panthers fullback Dylan Edwards has dropped out of the side and has been replaced with Thomas Jenkins. The shuffle sees Paul Alamoti push to the wing and Isaac Tango come in at the centre. Jackson Edger has been added to the bench. Edwards suffered a head cut that required 10 stitches post-match in last week's loss to the Broncos. Mitch Kenny could still be a couple of weeks away, so Freddie Lussick will do the job as starting hooker for the 11th straight game. Winger Brian Toho needs one try to bring up a century of tries in the NRL. Kick-off 7:50 p.m. tonight on TVWAN Sports 2. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
And now the weather forecast. In regional forecast, southern, all centers mostly clear skies. Momase, Ley, partly cloudy skies, mostly fine. Wewak, partly cloudy, with chances of few showers. New Guinea Islands, Kaveng and Kimbe, mostly clear skies. Kokopo, Rabaul and Buka, mostly clear skies with windy conditions. And Highlands region, Mount Hagen, Mediterranean Wabeg, partly cloudy skies with chances of few showers. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea, seas light to moderate with south to southeast winds at 10 to 20 knots, reaching up to 25 knots at times over the eastern sector. Solomon Sea, seas moderate to occasionally rough with southerly winds at 15 to 20 knots, increasing to 25 knots at times. Bismarck Sea, seas light to moderate with southeast winds at 5 to 50 knots, increasing up to 20 knots over eastern sector. Pacific Ocean, seas light to moderate, becoming rough over the eastern sector with southerly winds at 10 to 20 knots, increasing to 25 to 30 knots over the eastern sector. And coastal waters forecast, waters of Madang to Kalkar Island to Wewak, Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, and the waters of Manus and its western Gripe Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. And that wraps up the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Good night.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by